Welcome back, everybody. 7:20 right now on ABC7 at 7. Let's introduce our cast of characters real quick as we begin our discussion of college debt forgiveness. USF Manatee Sarasota economics instructor Michael Snipes, Eva Ernst in the center, here to talk about graduation in a couple of weeks, and Sarasota businessman Martin Hyde. And somebody's got to pay, and that payment comes from those who are going to school. And now we've got politicians, Martin, saying, oh, it's okay. We're going to eliminate that for you.
Well, that was Pocahontas' idea. I mean, I don't think Elizabeth Warren has a prayer of winning the nomination for.
But she's not the only one.
Well, no, she's not the only one.
Bernie Sanders is saying the same thing.
They're all promising a chicken in every pot, but a variation on it. Now we're talking about a diploma on every wall, and we're talking about no consequence, no investment whatsoever. We know the statistic that if you have a college degree, a worthwhile one, a lot of these degrees, one of the problems is they're not worth a hill of beans. You know,
there's certain studies that will say if you have a degree, you'll earn $1 million more than over a high school.
Absolutely.
So that's the carrot that's dangled, and so you've got this excessive debt. People are going through and making payments. I mean, $300-400 a month, and then what's going to happen to them who've been doing the right thing?
Well, of course, and it's buyer's remorse. It's moving the goalposts after the game has started. There's so many reasons I could say no. We could go on till midnight. It just can't be done like that. People don't ever value things that they haven't put their own sweat and their own investment into. They just don't.
Is money, though, the only form of investment that you see as valuable? What about the work that I've put in over the 4 years?
Absolutely, no. Your investment is absolutely your time and your effort. But the money, the fact is that you're back to this socialist whim that I should pay for you. And I'm sorry, you're a nice lady, but I'm not going to do it.
And let me ask you, I don't want, you guys are having a good conversation, but you just brought up both sides of the equation here. Working for the school, you're not making much money. Mm-hmm. Students are not making much money, yet we're paying more and more money for this education. Martin, where's this money going?
Well, they talked about school boards. That was a remarkable thing over here, how much money they do spend on stuff that really doesn't give anybody an education. The sports program's an obvious thing. They talk about that being a good boost for the school. I don't see it. The idea of education in the modern world with the technology that we have, most of the information is readily there. One would think that the costs would be come down. It's scalable. You could live stream, your lectures. There's an awful lot of stuff that you could do. The information could be digitized. It seems to me that what we've done is we've massively expanded the amount of education. It's a laudable goal, but an awful lot of the degrees are frankly useless in the real world. And that is why people are getting buyer's remorse, because after the fact they find out that, no, they're not going to make an extra $1 million a year because they've got a degree in art history, which doesn't have any value.
I don't want even to crawl across the table here. But then you're going to take the other side, and I can see Martin getting all wound up, is that people have gone through this and done the right thing and paid the money back and really put themselves through hardship to make sure that they do take care of the debt, and then it's okay. I can really understand why they would be upset.
Because look, you're talking about they can just make this magically disappear. This would be 5% on the national debt, just like that. $1 trillion and a half, $1.4 trillion is what we're talking about. And of course, there's the moral aspect. Why would it be that everybody else? It's the same principle as with the immigration. You're saying everybody who came legally now, that doesn't matter because you can come in illegally. When you're talking about people that have done the right thing and have paid their obligations and have had the benefit. Frankly, I didn't go to college. I had to work hard. I worked through those years. I learned stuff, not so much on the street, but in my industry and over a period of time. I don't feel, frankly, terribly disadvantaged. Yeah, I can't be a doctor or a lawyer. I don't have a classical education in that sense, but I learned other things. And I think there is a significant school of thought that believes that vocational and conversations with high school students to say, listen, it's not necessary for you to be successful to go to college.
And I think... All right. Final word, Martin.
It's very cynical to tell young people that we're going to take your debt away. You'd be like telling fat people we'll give you free liposuction. It's wrong. The bottom line is that they should be clear and aware what they're getting into when they get there. They should know what the total costs are. And the colleges should be honest and tell them what the percentages are that they're going to be successful out the other end, how much more money they're going to make, and give them a real choice.
Thank you very much. Good points all around. I appreciate your input. Want to thank Eva Ernst and Martin Hyde for joining us tonight.